Anansi and the Magic Number. Anansi, the trickster spider, was hungry one day, so he went to his garden to see what there was to eat. "Oh, let's see, what do we have here?" he wondered. He quickly came upon a lovely patch of yams. "Ah, yams, how delicious!" Anansi exclaimed. "Now, let's see if there's enough for me to eat and to feed my family." Anansi approached the yam patch and he began to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bam! Anansi fell over, passed out cold with all 8 legs in the air. After a great many minutes, Anansi came to and he shook his head to clear it. He got back on his wobbly 8 legs. He tried to remember what had happened. "Oh, the last thing I remember is that I was here in the garden and I was counting the yams. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bam! Down he went again. After another great many minutes, Anansi awoke again. "I cannot believe that happened again. Is my garden cursed? Will these yams be the death of me? How can it be that each time I count them I fall asleep? It's not as if I have a great many of them. I only have 9. Bam! Down he went once more. This time when Anansi awoke, he had a sore head, but he knew what was going on. "Aha!" he exclaimed. "It is not the yams that are a problem. It is the number, the one that comes after 8 and before 10. Saying that number makes you fall down and go to sleep. Oh, what a wonderful trick! I am going to use this on my friends to get more food." With that, he scurried down the path that led him to Elephant's house. He spied Elephant sitting on her front porch, right next to an enormous pile of pineapples. Anansi smiled as he climbed on Elephant's porch. "Oh, hello, Elephant. How are you doing on this fine, hot day?" Anansi asked the elephant. "Oh, I'm fine, if yes, a bit warm. How are you, Anansi?" Elephant asked. "Oh, I'm very hot myself. In fact, that's why I'm here. I wanted to see if you would like to come join me at my house for a nice, cool glass of lemonade," Anansi asked in his most polite manner. "Oh, yes, that sounds lovely," Elephant exclaimed. And the two walked back to Anansi's house. When they reached the yard, Anansi turned to Elephant and said, as if he just remembered, "Oh, Elephant, before we go in the house, I have to gather the yams from the garden. Could you help me? I don't even know how many there are. Being so tiny, it's hard for me to tell. Could you count them for me?" he asked. "Well, I'd be happy to," Elephant said, and she pointed at each yam as she counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bam! Down went Elephant, legs in the air, sound asleep. Well, Anansi wasted no time. He scurried down the path to Elephant's house. He loaded up as many pineapples as he could in a bag, and he dragged the whole thing back to his house, storing them around the corner. He went back to Elephant and had just reached her side when she started to wake up. What happened?" Elephant asked in a shaky voice. "Did I faint?" "Yes, you did," said Anansi. "I think you must have been overcome by the heat. You better go home and sit in your dark, cool house with your feet up. Goodbye," Anansi shouted as he led Elephant to the path and watched her make her unsteady way home. Well, Anansi wasn't the only one watching, as, perched in a tree, another pair of eyes took in the whole scene, including the celebratory dance that Anansi was doing. Well, Anansi scurried out of his garden again, this time down the path to Giraffe's house. Giraffe was sitting on his porch with a beautiful pile of mangoes next to him. Anansi smiled as he said to Giraffe, "Hello, Giraffe. How are you on this fine, hot day?" "Oh, I'm very hot myself, Anansi. How are you?" Giraffe asked. "Oh, I am very hot too. In fact, that is why I'm here. I wanted to see if you would come and join me for a nice cool glass of lemonade." "Well, that sounds very refreshing," said Giraffe, and he joined Anansi on the path. As they walked back to Anansi's house, they got to the garden, and Anansi said to Giraffe as if he just remembered, "Oh, Giraffe, before we go in the house, I have to gather the yams from the garden. Could you help me? I don't even know how many there are. Being so tiny, it's hard for me to count. Could you count them for me?" he asked. "Oh, it'd make me very happy to do that," said Giraffe as he bent his long neck down so he could see the yams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bam! Down went Giraffe, legs in the air and sound asleep. Well, Anansi wasted no time scurrying back down the path to Giraffe's house. He loaded as many mangoes in a bag as he could, and he dragged it back to his house and stowed it away. He got back to Giraffe just as the animal was waking up. "Oh, my goodness, I'm sure I don't know what happened," Giraffe exclaimed, looking confused. "Did I faint?" "Yes, you did," said Anansi. "I think you must have been overcome by the heat. You should go back home to your cool house and put your feet up. Goodbye," Anansi shouted as Giraffe wobbled down the path, and he watched him. As before, another was watching as well. Still perched in the tree, the visitor had come just a little bit closer and had seen all that was going on. Well, all afternoon, Anansi brought his friends to the garden. Hippo, bam! Tortoise, bam! Zebra, bam! Anansi added cabbages, avocados, and melons to his mountain of stolen food, always with someone watching from a tree. Toward the end of the day, he looked at his great bounty. "Oh, something is still missing," Anansi said. "I need just one more thing, and I know exactly where to get it." So he went down the path that led to Monkey's house. Monkey was sitting on his porch with a great pile of bananas. "Hello, Monkey. How are you on this hot day?" Anansi asked. "Oh, I'm good, Anansi. How are you?" said Monkey. "Oh, I'm very hot myself. In fact, I wanted to ask you, would you like to come have a glass of lemonade with me?" Monkey said, "Sure, Anansi, I'd love to. Let's go." When they got to Anansi's house, Anansi turned to Monkey and said, "Oh, Monkey, I just remembered I have to gather the yams from my garden before we go in. I don't even know how many there are. Could you count them for me?" "Sure," said Monkey. "You've got 2 here, 3 there, and 4 over there." Anansi waited, but Monkey didn't fall. Then Anansi realized that Monkey hadn't said the number. "Oh, I'm sorry, Monkey, I didn't hear that. How many yams are there?" "Well, there's these 2 here, 3 there, and 4 over there." Anansi was getting angry. "Monkey, you aren't telling me how many yams there are. I want to know the number of yams I have." "Why do you want me to tell you the number of yams you have?" Monkey asked, but he knew the answer, as he had spent the day in the tree, watching animals come to Anansi's garden, fall down asleep, and have Anansi steal their food. Anansi had to think fast. "So I know how many yams I have in case someone tries to cheat me," he declared. "Okay, then. You have 8 yams." "I do not have 8 yams," Anansi cried. "I have 9. Bam! While Anansi was asleep in the dirt with all 8 legs in the air, Monkey returned the food Anansi had taken, and to teach him a lesson, he took the yams too. When Anansi awoke, he saw that his yams were gone, as was all the food he had stolen that day. "Oh, well," he said with a shrug, "I think I'll go have a nice cool glass of lemonade."